Good morning, everyone. This is Gina from Quiet Life Homestead, and I have a little tip for you today, or at least what I hope will help, because I think it's going to help me. One of the things that I think about often when I am freeze drying something is how much water does it need to be what it was before it went into the freeze dryer. And I think in some cases, like with an egg, you can sort of estimate it and kind of you have in your mind exactly what an egg should look like in order to scramble it or do whatever it is you're going to do with it. But in the case of other things, sometimes it's hard to know exactly how much of something you'll get when you reconstitute. So that's what we're talking about today, and I wanted to show you, while I'm doing this, a solution that I came up with. First of all, I'm working on a chicken chili base, which is what I made, with tomatillos and chili verde and bone broth and a lot of different other things. And I'm going to show you. First of all, I'm crushing it down because when it comes out, it's sort of in pieces, and I think you can kind of make a little more room in your jar than just having big pieces. Of course, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so here's my thought process on this. As I had it in, this is a failed canning attempt, actually. This is a jar that didn't seal when I went to go can it. I have one jar that canned, and I think that two didn't seal. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll just throw it in the freeze dryer, no big deal. You know, that's kind of what you have it for. So this amount of powder made an entire quart jar. So when I store this in my pantry, I am going to store it just like this. I'm not going to add any more to it, even though I certainly can. And one of the joys of freeze drying is that you can pack a lot into a jar. I think I have like 6 pounds of ground beef in a half-gallon jar, which is super convenient. But ground beef and any sort of meat is relatively easy to rehydrate. Meat will only absorb the amount of water that it needs, and then it won't go any further. So especially, I mean, like if it's, yeah, even if it's raw, but if it's cooked especially. So what I'm going to do, knowing that this amount of white chicken chili base was 1 quart. So I'm going to package it in my pantry this way, and when I go to use it, I'll fill it up to here with water, and it'll be back. I'm really excited about this because it's kind of stressing me out. In this batch, I also used coconut milk. I'm going to use that for some recipes. I needed some powdered coconut milk. I've got these wonderful little flexible cutting boards that have these hooks on them. You can just get these on Amazon. But they make a funnel, so this kind of helps you with your freeze drying. I kind of lay this down and use it to crush up stuff and put it in the jars. So I'm going to switch over to a new one, and then I'm going to show you the coconut milk and kind of see what we can come up with. So I'll trade you. I'm going to be, this is what we just worked on. And now I'm going to switch over and grab a new cutting board. I'm sorry, my freeze dryer is defrosting right now. So I didn't want to mix my white chicken chili base with my coconut milk, but I thought it would be really cool, especially if you haven't seen it before, to sort of see what it actually looks like when it comes out of the freeze dryer. So you can see some of these big pieces. It's super duper dry. It's almost like, you can see how it's flaking. It's powdery, real powdery on its own. So I just looked at the package. I took a Tetra Pak of coconut milk, and I poured it in here. And when I went back to the package, I looked to see how many ounces did I need of water to reconstitute just what was on this tray. Now this technique will work especially if you use one tray per one container of whatever it is you're freeze drying. If you're going to do fruit or anything like that, you're obviously going to want to maximize your trays, and you're going to fill those up with multiple different things even if you have to. But for this particular situation, I am trying to pay attention to how much liquid these items need to be exactly what they were before they went into the freeze dryer. So I'm going to go ahead and chop this up a little bit. We wipe out my funnel so I don't have green chicken chili base in my coconut milk, because that ain't gonna work. One of the things I'm excited to have this coconut milk for, I had powdered coconut milk, and when we made the move, I don't know, it's disappeared into the coconut milk cracks of moving. But I'm going to make some ranch dressing with less chemicals than you can get in the store. And so, in order to do that, dairy-free, I'm going to need coconut milk. So I'm just going to use my little tamper. This is a tamper I have from my Vitamix. Actually serves all sorts of functions. But it really doesn't matter, especially for coconut milk, how fine you get it to be. It's just to make the room. So the package says it's 1 pint. I think it's something like 9.36 ounces. So if I have my food scale, I can weigh out that much water, pour it in here, and then I will have the exact amount of the container that I used before it went into the freeze dryer. So I don't know, maybe I'm late to the party. Perhaps everyone has already thought of this hack, but I just thought, man, this is going to make my life so much easier if I package it and tell myself on the jar how much water do I need to use or do I need to add to make it exactly what it was before it went in. So that's my tip for today. I don't know if it's revolutionary, if it's genius, or if it's just like, really, we already knew that. But either way, take it or leave it. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time.